Hi, I'm Sampson. I've been a web developer for more than 20 years, and today I'm working on the Brave browser. I want to thank you for giving me a moment of your attention as I'd like to discuss with you what I believe to be the greatest accident of the web. I want to first take you back to the early to mid 1990s when the web and web browsers were really just starting to get quite exciting. And while many engineers had played a part in making the internet what it is today, few had the impact of 5 men in particular. In 1992, Tim Berners-Lee and Philip Holland Baker were working on the HTTP protocol and added support for the referrer header, which sends the address of the page requesting a resource along with the request itself. In 1993, a developer named Mark Andreessen created the image tag in HTML. This enabled web developers to render images within the web page rather than having to link to it as some external file. And images could even be requested from third-party servers too, and they carried along with them that referrer header. In 1994, Lou Montulli addressed the problem of statelessness on the web and created the HTTP cookie. The cookie gave websites the ability to store small bits of data about the user and client-side files, letting browser sessions and other data persist even after an application crash or a restart. The next year, in 1995, Brendan Eich famously created the JavaScript programming language over 10 days in May and breathed life into browsers. Pages were no longer limited to being static, boring assets. Now they could dynamically respond to the user and the user's device. Each of these men did something wonderful and profound for the web, but at the same time, there were unintended consequences. Collectively, they gave rise to surveillance-based digital advertising. It didn't take long for others to realize what had been made possible. Advertising companies like DoubleClick, later acquired by Google, began to appear, boasting of their ability to target individuals by details including location, gender, age, profession, and income level. Developers fought back using tools like the Netscape plugin API to frustrate this emerging industry. It's important to note that these developers weren't simply objecting to having an array of pixels drawn across the screen. Empowered by JavaScript, third-party ads were now able to do dastardly things, like dig through private browsing history and more. Browsers and the web matured and became more secure, but advertising remained broken. Users continued to be tracked and monetized without their consent, and at times encountering harmful ads that were transporting malicious scripts. Later, real-time bidding began, and users were auctioned off to faceless third parties based on sensitive and personal details. The pushback from developers had gotten quite strong by this point, and powerful ad blockers quickly became ubiquitous among savvy web users. But while blocking ads and trackers made the web safer, it had its own set of unintended consequences. Content creators were losing revenue, and alternative models such as paywalls and subscriptions had their own problems. So Brave considered a novel approach, inverting the entire traditional digital advertising model. Users would first have to opt in to participate. Their data would remain on their device, and potential ads would be aggregated and downloaded via a common regional catalog to be studied by machine learning models on the user's device. And if the device found a relevant ad and decided to display it to the user at an opportune time, the user would receive 70% of the associated revenue. The Brave model goes far beyond merely granting the user security and privacy and rewards for their attention. The Brave model also creates a way to automatically support content creators by giving users the ability to tip websites and content on popular platforms like Twitter, YouTube, Reddit, and Twitch. Brave users can also set up recurring monthly contributions. Under the Brave model, users can convert their attention into real, substantive support for those who make the web worth browsing in the first place. The Brave model is rooted in consent, and ensuring privacy and security are default features of the web, and not merely an extra setting that can be toggled on from deep within a preference page. We're not only working to develop these ideas in Brave, but we're actively working with others in the standards community to ensure the future of the web reflects these ideals as well. So please visit brave.com today and see what we're building. We'd love to hear from you.